Okay, so since I've gone through, I found my radius and I found my height. So that's where your last part's going to end. Then I just plug those into my formula. My formula is 1/3 pi r squared times height. So I put that in. My pi, my 1.2 is my radius. Then my 3.7 was my height. And I put that all together to give me 5.6 inches cubed, and that is my volume. Okay, so once I have my volume, I then have to convert it. I'm going to use the same conversion factor I did up here, where I've got my 5.6 inches cubed. And I've got also inches cubed on the bottom is 0.554 fluid ounces. Okay, remember, multiply across the top, divide over across the bottom, and you get 3.1 ounces. Okay, so that's your major information for that page. Now, if you turn to the next page, we're going to find the volume of a composite figure. So we did composite figures last section. So if they're stacked on top of each other like this, you have to add them because you need both of them added together. So find the volume of the cylinder. They did that for us. Remember, volume equals pi r squared h. Okay, that's our cylinder. Now it wants us to find the volume of the cone. So if I look at the cone, the way I find my height is I'm going to take the difference between the height of the entire figure and just the height of the cylinder. So I take 32, I subtract 19, and I get 13. So this is my height of just this portion. Then I go through and I find the same radius, okay, which we used the radius up here. The radius was 8 because it was half of 16. Then we're going to plug everything in. So pi r squared, okay, times my height, which is 13, and all together I get 871.3. Okay, so now we have our cylinder, we have our cone. Now we're going to add them together to get our entire thing. So we take our 3820.2, that was our cylinder. We add in our cone, 871.3, and when we add those together, we get about 4691.5. So remember, when you're doing the composite figures and they're stacked on top of each other like that, you're going to add them. Okay, so mark off that bottom part, and then we can go to the next page. Okay, so we've got this one where it's actually your cone is taken out of the middle. Okay, so the cone-shaped hole in the top of the cylinder forms a composite figure so that the apex or the point is down at the bottom. Find the volume of each. Okay, so to find our cylinder, so remember your cylinder formula is pi r squared h. Okay, so we know that r is going to be half of 3.6. So half of 3.6 is 1.8, I think. Yep. And then our height they gave us was 4.3. I multiply that all together and I get 43.77. Okay, once I've got that done, then I'm going to find the volume of the entire figure. So I have my my radius that I found earlier. Remember, that was 1.8. They're going to have the same height. So now I've got to find my volume of my cone and then subtract them. So 1/3 pi r squared h is my cone. Now notice the difference. This is 1/3 of that. So if I'm going to take away 1/3 of the volume of the cylinder, how much do I have left? I have 2/3 left. So instead of having to figure all this out and then go through and subtract them, which you can, I'm just going to find 2/3 of what I already had. So 43.77 times 2/3 equals 29.18. And that is, oh wait, centimeters cubed. That's my volume of my entire composite figure. Okay. You could have also subtracted them and that would have been perfectly fine.